Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's education-based Indiana High School Athletic Association Varsity Boys Semi-State Baseball Game. This radio coverage is made possible through AudioSportsOnline.net. That's ASO. That's Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. That's weekday mornings, 9 to noon on 93.1 FM. Or you can go to WIBC.com. Today's game going to be the final game, championship game here today. We are at Evansville, Indiana, home of the Purple Aces. We are at Braun Stadium. Braun Stadium, that's Charles H. Braun Stadium. We are at German American Bank Field. It's all synthetic field turf. It's much shorter than what you would see on a football field, but it works pretty much just the same. I will mention both these teams getting ready to play. On the docket tonight is Providence and Evansville Mater Dei. So it's the Pioneers of Providence and the Wildcats of Evansville Mater Dei. I will say I was blessed with some stats from both teams providing stats for this ball game. That is very kind. Mater Dei, they're in a bunch right there in front of the dugout saying an opening prayer amongst themselves. Providence down the right field line. They're going to occupy the first base dugout. Mater Dei going to occupy the third base dugout. Here come the officials. Officials going to walk on the surface here. 4 officials. They're probably the same folks that did game 1 and game 2. We'll talk about what happened here today. We'll mention in the South semi-state activity. Providence went against University High School. Providence got the win 13-5. I have the box scores here per inning. Providence got 8 runs in the second inning. I should mention there was a rain delay when the second inning began. Providence was the visiting team stepping into bat, and a downpour happened, and everybody had to take a seat. Home plate umpire said, let's take a seat and let's wait this out. Probably waited a good 20 minutes. And then Providence came out and got 8 runs in the top of the second inning. So I think that made a big difference in the ball game. That game was going well. University got 1 back in the bottom of the second. Then in the top of the third, Providence got 1. Then in the top of the fourth, Providence got 1 more. University Trailblazers in the bottom of the fourth, they came up with 4 runs. And then in the top of the seventh, Providence got 3 insurance runs and won the ball game 13-5. So they are here tonight, going to go against Mater Dei. We'll mention in the ball game, Providence came up with 12 hits. University with 6 hits. There was only 1 error committed in the ball game. It was by Providence. And we'll also mention will drop down the ball game. We'll talk about Evansville Mater Dei. They went against Shenandoah. That was a 6-inning ball game. It was a run rule. We'll mention Evansville Mater Dei got 4 in the top of the 4th inning. They came back and got 7. Got 7, I should say, 6, I believe. I'll double check there. Yes, 7 in the top of the 6th inning. Shenandoah in the bottom of the 6th came up with 1. It was an 11-1 decision, and it went 6 innings. And I will mention Evansville Mater Dei came up with 12 hits in the ball game. Shenandoah with 3. There was 1 error committed. It was committed by Shenandoah. A little bit later on, we'll talk about the North Division, Class 2A. A couple of good ball games in the North. They're mentioning the starting lineups right now. We're going to mention the PA announcer is Miles Sousa. Miles Sousa doing a fine job. He just graduated from Tecumseh High School. He's going to be here at Evansville next year. We'll hope he gets the job doing the PA for the Evansville Purple Aces baseball team. I'll also mention, had a conversation up in the booth with a Mr. Bob Deitch. Bob Deitch. And he's the official scorer here tonight. Has done all 3 games. He's up in the booth. And he tells me the last 2 games that Castle High School has hosted here at Evansville, Bob Deitch was the PA announcer. Bob Deitch will mention he just finished an 8-day overseas trip with his wife, and he tells me that was on his bucket list. Bob Deitch is completing 20 years as a scorekeeper for Castle High School, and he tells me he's going to hang up his pencil. He's going to call it a career after tonight's ball game. So they're mentioning the starting lineups. Providence out on the first baseline. Evansville Modern Day going to occupy the third baseline. And I will mention, we are here at University of Evansville, Bob Braun Stadium. We are at 201 South Rutherford Avenue. That's in Evansville, Indiana, 47714. Evansville University was established in 1854. So baseball here on a Saturday. The home plate umpire, going to be a different umpire. I see the umpires out there. They're around home plate. They're getting ready for the national anthem. They've already had the coaches meeting prior to the announcement. And my wife says it's coming in loud and clear. And we're going to stand at attention. And we're going to honor America as we observe the national anthem. We'll set this down. That's a national anthem. A little bit slowed down. That was a live recording. You might have heard some clapping there in the background. That sounded marvelous. Will mention, this game is being hosted by Castle Knights High School. Castle Knights High School, they were founded in 1959. Castle is a 4A school. They're in sectional 16. Castle High School is located at 3344 Indiana 261. That's in Newburgh, Indiana, 47630. You can reach them by telephone at 812-853-3331. They were the colors blue, white, and gold. They are in the Warwick County School Corporation. That's the district they come from. That's Castle Knights High School doing a fine job hosting this tournament. The semi-state here at Evansville. And their school was previously named after John H. Castle. That's John H. Castle High School. Mr. Bob Deitch tells me it still is, but they go by the Castle Knights. So doing the pitching on the rubber right there for Evansville Modern Day. That's Cole Breeden. He wears number 17. His catcher is Spencer Schiff. Spencer Schiff wears number 15. At first base, number 12, Dane Branson. At second base, number 5, Drew Schapker. At shortstop, number 4, Braden Koldemeyer. At third base, number 20, Charlie Hoffman. In left field, number 3, Palmer Schiff. In center field, number 1, Nolan Schickel. And in right field, number 7, Drake Branson. So home plate umpires checking with his umpires, making sure they're all ready, getting the thumbs up from each one of them. So getting ready for some baseball. 6:55 p.m. That's in Central Time. I'm from Hamilton County. It's almost 8 o'clock. First pitch from Cole Breeden. Swing and a miss. In the batter's box for Providence. One hitter. He's the leadoff batter in today's ball game. Number 2, Lucas Mock. Second pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Cole Breeden is bringing the fastball. Pretty tall young man, I would guess well above 6 feet tall. Next pitch comes in right down Meridian, strike called. Count goes 1-2. He'll step back in. It's Lucas Mock. He plays left field for the Pioneers. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside a little bit tall, ball 2. Count goes 2-2. First batter of the ball game. That's Lucas Mock working from the windup. Here comes the wind and the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Going to pop it over the head of Breeden. It's going to be safe at first base. Mock's going to beat it out. Second baseman Drew Schapker had to come in a long way on the infield grass. Had to make a throw on a dime and could not get Lucas Mock. First hit of the ball game. Stepping in for Providence, going to be the 2-hitter, number 25, Gavin Jackson. Gavin Jackson going to be the starting pitcher in this ball game for Providence. Modest lead at first base, working out a stretch. Now the set. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch comes in outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Right to my left, I should say to my right, is WXVW. They're out of Jeffersonville, Indiana. Second pitch comes in tight for a ball. Count goes 2-0. Pretty nice gentleman. 1490 AM and 96.1 FM. Pretty nice gentleman calling this ball game for Providence. You're listening to Put Me in Sports. Be a full swing, ground ball back to the screen. Gavin Jackson, right-handed batter for Providence. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stepping back in is Jackson. Peering in, looking at signals out of stretch. Pickoff move, first base. Tag is applied by Dane Branson. Back safely is Mock. Stepping back in, right-handed batter. Gavin Jackson. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Outside edge, going to call it a strike. Gavin Jackson in disbelief, and I'm probably in his boat. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the stretch, now the set. Cole Breeden doing the pitching for Modern Day. Pitch comes in outside, short off the glove. Good stop by catcher Spencer Schiff. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're going to have a stretch, now the set. Here comes the payoff pitch from Breeden. Swung on, ground ball foul out in front of the third base dugout. Coach Schiff fields the ground ball with his bare hand. Coach Schiff talked with him before the game. What a kind gentleman. Modern Day and Providence. Pretty nice leadership Out of the set. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and miss inside. Took a wave at it. Going to be a strike 3. Swinging. And there's one out here in the top of the first inning. Next batter going to step in for Providence. Going to be the 3-hitter, number 24, Cole Hewitt. Cole Hewitt plays center field. Left-handed batter. He's going to step in. Runner at first base for Providence is Lucas Mock. He got himself there with a base hit on the infield. Out of set pickoff move, first base. Back safely, standing up is Mock. Stepping back in, 3-hitter, number 24, Cole Hewitt. Out of set, here comes the pitch. Backdoor curveball, misses outside. A backdoor curveball just means you got a right-handed pitcher, a left-handed batter. He starts that breaking pitch away from the batter, and it climbs back in, trying to get the outside edge. Stepping off the back of the rubber there, it's Cole Breeden. He'll step back in. You're going to get the signal from Spencer Schiff. Now out of the set. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Hewitt. Pitch comes in, knee high, strike Cole. Cole Breeden is really bringing the baseball. I would guess well above 80 mile per hour, maybe close to 85 or maybe even above with his fastball. Here comes a pitch. Taking off for second base, going to try to steal the base. Throw comes in, he's put down at second base. Lucas Mock. That's a second out here in the top of the first. And that was an absolute rocket rope off the right fingertips of Lincoln Crewer. I should say off the fingertips of Spencer Schiff. Here comes a pitch. High, well above the zone. Count goes 2-2. Spencer Schiff, the catcher for Evansville Modern Day. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, swing and miss. Evansville gets out of the inning. Providence leave no base runners. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. No score on the diamond. And I will mention a little bit about the North semi-state, what happened today. In the North, it was like this. Wapahani, they were at Oak Hill. They were going against Oak Hill. Oak Hill, they hosted the sectional, the regional, and the semi-state. Wapahani got the win, 3-0. And then in the second game, a 2 o'clock start, Boone Grove went against Westview. That was right there at Oak Hill High School. They do have synthetic field turf. Boone Grove got the win, 5-1. So Wapahani and Boone Grove are going at it tonight. 7 o'clock Eastern time, right there at Oak Hill High School. So we'll also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Fritz and Fishers. Fritz and Fishers, you can hit a home run with a car from Fritz and Fishers. Fritz is knocking it out of the park with great deals this summer. So slide on in and get a deal. You'll be safe for sure at Fritz and Fishers. That's fritzandfishers.com, FRITZ. On the pitcher's rubber, getting some tosses right there. Gavin Jackson. Gavin Jackson went 2 innings in the earlier game this morning with University High School. He's back on the rubber here in the nightcap. He wears number 25. His catcher is number 6, Lincoln Crewer. At first base, number 7, Blake Strube. At second base, number 1, Foster Nash. At shortstop, number 20, Parker Pennington. At third base, number 11, Carter O'Dapper. In left field is number 2, Lucas Mock. In center field, number 24, Cole Hewitt. And in right field, number 3, Kalen Sipes. The DH in the ballgame for Providence is number 8, Brady Haynes. He'll do the batting for the shortstop, number 20, Parker Pennington. Stepping in. One hitter for Evansville Modern Day, number 4, Braden Caldemeyer. First pitch from Jackson. Right across the dish, thigh high. It's a called strike. No balls, 1 strike, first batter. Bottom of the first. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Jackson. Swung on, foul ball, right side. Out of play. That was a rope off that aluminum bat. They tell me an aluminum bat has a 14-inch sweet spot. The wooden bat, just 8-inch sweet spot. That's why it's difficult to get a hit in a wooden bat tournament. Pitch comes in, breaking pitch, finishes outside. Ball one. A little bit of a chase pitch there from Gavin Jackson. Braden Caldemeyer, shortstop for the Wildcats at the plate. Ground ball, shortstop, going to be fielded by Parker Pennington. He'll throw it on the run. They get the field at first base with Blake Strube. And there's one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Next batter going to step in for Evansville, Modern Day. Two-hitter number 20, Charlie Hoffman. Hoffman plays third base for Evansville. Right-handed batter. Here comes the wind and the pitch from the righty. Gavin Jackson can be a ground ball, second base. Fielded by Foster Nash. They'll throw next door. They'll get the put out with Blake Strube. And there are two out here in the bottom of the first inning. Next batter to step in for the Wildcats, the three-hitter. Number 5, Drew Shapker. Drew Shapker, he plays second base. Another right-handed batter. Here comes the wind and the pitch. High and outside, ball one. One ball, no strikes. You'll step back in. Peering in, got 1 foot on the rubber, 1 foot off. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch right across the dish. Perfectly placed. Count goes 1-1. Gavin Jackson peering in, looking at signals from Lincoln Crewer. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss. Count goes 1-2. There are two outs. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Right-handed batter, Drew Shapker. Out of the windup, Gavin Jackson. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, he'll take the right field. Is it going to be fair? It is a fair ball. Down the hill, laid out for it was Taylor Sipes. He's going to run on second base. Brown's going to come in. He's got a stand-up triple off the bat. Drew Shapker. There were two outs. Taylor Sipes in right field pretty much had to lay out for it. That ball got caught up in the corner. By the time he picked up the baseball, that was Caleb Sipes. Drew Shapker was rounding second base. So he's at third base now. Four-hitter Drake Branson. Pitch comes in outside a ball. Count goes 1-0. Number 7, Drake Branson. He's the four-hitter, plays right field for Evansville, Modern Day. Working out the windup. Runner at third base is Shapker. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. Home plate umpire thought about calling that a strike. But absolutely, when the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, the home plate umpire is thinking strike, strike, strike until it's proven to be a ball. Here comes the pitch. Outside a fastball. Providence wanting that strike call. They're not going to get that one. Count goes 3-0. Shapker, let's see if he has a green light. He is the four-hitter. Drew Shapker, here's the pitch from Jackson. High above the zone, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. Number 7, Drake Branson, going to be at first base. Stepping in for the Wildcats. 5-hitter, number 15, Spencer Schiff. Spencer Schiff is the catcher. He's got a rocket arm. He'll step in now, right-handed batter. A little bit of an open stance. Runners at first and third base, 2 out. Bottom of the first inning. Evansville, Modern Day, the home team. Providence, the visiting team. Alva said, here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. Gavin Jackson throwing a little bit across his body right there. He's going to find the groove there. He'll find the release point. He's bringing the fastball to both pitchers. Doing well on the pitcher's rubber. They are bringing it. Gavin Jackson, his ERA went down since the first game. He's now at a .40. He was at .41. Alva set. Here comes the pitch. Take it off for second base. They're going to fake a throw. They'll go in standing up. And there are 2 aboard for the Wildcats. Second and third base. 1-1 count to Spencer Schiff, the catcher. Going to work from the windup. Gavin Jackson. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch. Going to foul it right side. It's going to go out of play. They're putting some work in over there. You can tell that the plumber has just completed pretty much his job. They're going to build on over their right side here at the University of Evansville Aces baseball field. Working out the windup. Gavin Jackson. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. He'll take it to left field. It's a foul ball. Going to bounce into the bullpen area. He took a good shot right there. It was going to be foul off the bat. Count's going to remain 1-2. Right-handed batter, Spencer Schiff. He'll tap the plate. Working from the windup, Gavin Jackson. Runners at second and third. There are 2 out. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, foul ball. Going to dribble back to the backstop. He'll stay in that box with the 1-2 count. Definitely a quality at bat for Spencer Schiff. 1-2 count. He'll step back in. 2 feet on the rubber. Stand right on the edge of the rubber, left side. Right-handed pitcher, Gavin Jackson. Here comes the 1-2 again. It's going to be a hit by pitch. A little bit inside. Got him on the hand. Did not swing. It's a hit by pitch. And home plate umpire going to deliver a baseball to Gavin Jackson. And head coach for Providence, Trey Watson, going to walk out. Not going to cross the foul line. He's just checking on his pitcher, Gavin Jackson, making sure everything's good. They're going to go with a courtesy runner at first base. It's going to be number 9, Eli Kane. Eli Kane is at first base. Jogging off the diamond is the catcher. He'll put his gear on at Spencer Schiff. He was hit by pitch. So bases are loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. Stepping into bat, Nolan Schickel. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball foul of third base. They'll pick that up from the dugout. And I believe going out to pick it up is Coach Adam Schiff. So they're waiting for a baseball. Might need a baseball replenishment. A lot of baseballs going out of play. And Coach Adam Schiff going to pick up that ball down the left field line. They're going to wait for him to make sure he's kosher, make sure he's safe. So he is on his way back. Working from the windup, Gavin Jackson. No balls, 1 strike. To Nolan Schickel, here's the pitch. Inside a ball, breaking pitch. Nearly got him. Count goes 1-1. Right-handed batter, Nolan Schickel. He's the center fielder. Where's number 1? Working out the windup, Gavin Jackson. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the first inning, 2 out. Bases loaded for Mater Dei. Peering in, looking at signals. His catcher, Lincoln Kruer. Here's the pitch. Going to call that a strike. Going to call that an outside edge. Count goes 2-2. And the Evansville Mater Dei wondering if that was a strike. Count goes 2-2, 2 outs. Working out the windup. Gavin Jackson, here comes the pitch. Going to foul one back, out of play. Protecting the zone. Nolan Schickel, center fielder. Bats in the 6th spot. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. 2-2 count. Peering in, looking at signals. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Jackson. Swung on and foul another one back out of play. So home plate umpire, he's needing baseballs. He's got 2 pouches there. He takes one out of the left pouch, puts it in the right pouch. That's his next baseball to go to. 2-2 count. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Evansville Mater Dei batting in the bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Runners will be on the move. Working from the windup, he's got the signal. Gavin Jackson with the head nod. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Schickel. Foul ball right side. On the ground right there in front of the Providence dugout. So another quality at bat. This time it's number 1, Nolan Schickel. Straightaway stance from that right-handed batter's box. 3-2 count. Peering in, looking at signals. Gavin Jackson. Here comes the 3-2 pitch again. You're going to foul another one back out of play. These are not souvenir baseballs, but I'm guessing they're not all going to come back. Here comes a gentleman jogging around. He's got some baseballs in his hand, and they're going to wait a second and let this at-bat play out. This is a good at-bat. A lot of enthusiasm. Not going to hold up the game with a baseball replenishment. Here comes a 3-2 pitch again. Swung on and taken to left field. Got a lot of it, backing up, moving to his right. In right field was Lucas Mock, and he'll make the catch about 10 feet out in front of the warning track. So at the end of 2 innings, there's no score. Evansville Modern Day and the Providence Pioneers, and we'll mention down the left field line and down the right field line, 325 feet. Straight away, center field, it's 400 feet right here at the Purple Aces Stadium. So we can get some warm-up tosses again. Cole Breeden. And again, we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by FritzandFishers.com. They buy, they sell, they'll trade, and they do finance. They'll help you finance your car, truck, or SUV. They have preferred low mileage and one owner automobiles. They have 2 Hamilton County, Indiana locations. Fritz and Fishers at 8599 East 116th Street. You can dial them up at 317-842-2228. Right there, a Noblesville location along State Road 32. You can dial them up there at 317-773-2232. That's FritzandFishers.com, FRITZ. Stepping in for Providence, 4-hitter. Number 7, Blake Strube. First pitch comes in high, ball 1. Cole Breeden, right-handed pitcher. Gavin Jackson, a right-handed pitcher for Providence. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Outside edge, they're going to call out a strike. That was off the plate. Providence fans not in agreement. 1 ball, 1 strike. Working from the windup. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Breeden. Breaking pitch finishes high, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Straightaway stance. He doesn't get out of the batter's box. It's Blake Strube. Here comes the pitch. Going to go be a ground ball squibbler to first base. Going to be fielded there by Dane Branson. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. Next batter going to step in for Providence. Going to be the 5-hitter, number 6, Lincoln Crewer. He does the catching, does a fine job for Providence. Left-handed batter, right-handed catcher. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Breeden. Breaking pitch finishes low, ball 1. Cole Breeden, I'd guess he's 6'5". He's bringing it. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Going to go back to Breeden. He'll throw it to first base. He'll get the put out with Dane Branson, and there are 2 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. Next batter going to step in for the Pioneers. He wears number 1. He's a 6-hitter. Foster Nash. He plays second base. He'll step in now. Right-handed batter facing the righty. Here comes the pitch from Breeden. Breaking pitch finishes high, ball 1. On deck for Providence is number 8, Brady Haynes. He is the DH. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Breeden. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop. Braden Kaldemeyer throws it across the diamond. They get the put on at first base with Dane Branson. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 2nd inning. Providence to leave no one on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Evansville Modern Day going to bat in the bottom half. We'll mention a little bit about each school. First, we'll mention a little bit about Providence. The Pioneers, their school was founded in 1951. They have a school enrollment of 371. They are currently 16 wins, 7 losses on the season. They've got a +6 winning percentage. They're up last 6 games, they've got wins. They're Class 2A. They came out of sectional 46. 7 in that sectional. That sectional was played at Mitchell High School. In their sectional was Clarksville. They are the Generals. Crawford County, they are the Wolfpack. Eastern Pekin, they are the Musketeers. Mitchell, they are the Blue Jackets. Paoli, they are the Rams. Providence, they are the Pioneers. Salem, they are the Lions. Principal at Providence High School is Steve Bile. The athletic director is Ted Leeser. The assistant athletic director is Jimmy Fable. Providence High School is located at 707 Providence Way. It's in Clarksville, Indiana, 47129. You can reach them by phone at 812-945-2538. On the web, you can find them at providenceathletics.net. They wear the colors navy blue and white. And we'll mention their head coach is Mr. Trey Watson. So the clouds are gray overhead. We'll hope the rain will stay off. They're talking right now, home plate umpire and first base umpire, talking with Trey Watson out in front of the Providence dugout. They're probably going to say maybe looking for some lightning. Keep an eye out for lightning. That's probably the worst thing that could happen. I know years ago on a softball field here in the state of Indiana, they had a tragedy. So we'll hope the rain can stay away. I know that first game today had 2 rain delays in it. I think that had a part in the victor in that game. Here comes the pitch. Outside edge, going to call it a strike. In the batter's box for Evansville, Mater Dei, 7-hitter number 12, Dane Branson. Here comes the pitch from Gavin Jackson, strike called. I take that back. That was a swing and a miss. 10 goes 0-2. Stepping back in, Dane Branson. Here comes the wind in the pitch from Jackson. Foul ball back to the screen. That ball got right above the pad there, straight back. And you probably heard that. It got part of the metal. So 0-2 count and step in again. Dane Branson, first baseman. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's going to be a drop third strike. He's going to abandon himself. That's called the abandonment act. Go back to the dugout. Give himself up on a drop third strike. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Going to step in for Evansville Mater Dei. Going to be the 8-hitter, number 13, Luke Lannert. Luke Lannert, he's the DH. He's batting in place of the pitcher, number 17, Cole Breeden, left-handed batter. First pitch comes in. He'll foul it off the other way. It'll go well out of play. Count goes 0-1 to the 8-hitter, Luke Lannert. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Took a wave at it, swinging a miss. Gavin Jackson, he's bringing the fastball, trying to catch up to it. Luke Lannert, 0-2 count. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Outside, ball 1. So Providence, looking at that one, thought it might have been a strike. It was outside. They usually go with a 22-inch strike zone. That's 17-inch plate, 2.5 inches each side for the diameter of the baseball. Next pitch comes in above the zone, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Jackson. Inside and tight, nearly got him in that left-handed batter's box. Count goes full at 3-2. Peering in, looking at signals. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. It's going to be fielded by the pitcher. Jackson throws to first base. They get the put out with Blake Strube, and there are 2 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We still have no score. Both teams, each team has 1 hit in the ball game. A triple for Evansville Mater Dei and a single for Providence. Pitch comes in. They're going to see some lightning. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Gavin Jackson throws to Strube at first base. And we saw some lightning. I'm guessing they may slow this game up or even stop it. I know the home plate umpire is going to walk over and talk to the Evansville Mater Dei dugout. I'm sitting right behind home plate. I'm elevated. I'm right below the press box. And absolutely, I saw lightning right after that previous hit off the bat back to Gavin Jackson. And they're going to talk it over right there. I know first base umpire, a position umpire, he's over there taking a little relaxation in between innings. I think they're going to go on and look for another lightning bolt, but that was straight away. It's probably a good distance, but it was purely evidence. So get some warm-up tosses again. On the pitcher's rubber, it's Cole Breeden. Bottom of the second inning, Providence going to bat. And we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Ericus Place. They are going to pull the guys off the field. Too dangerous to play. Too dangerous to continue this ball game until they get word that they can continue. I think it's might be a 30-minute delay. I'm not sure, but I know high school football is a 30-minute delay. And they'll start the clock when they saw that lightning. If they see another lightning bolt, they'll start the clock again. Obviously, they're going to want to finish this ball game. And the Evansville Modern Day goes to their dugout. Umpire's going to go out of play. University, they're in their dugout now. I think they're going to get underneath there. There must be a doorway in that dugout. These dugouts are underground. They are nicely done. They have multiple pads in front of the dugouts. And this stadium is nicely built. They have a green home run fence, a good backdrop for the batters looking at a white baseball coming out of the pitcher's hand. And while we have a minute, we'll go ahead and mention a little bit about Evansville Modern Day. They are the Wildcats. School enrollment 520. They're currently 22-7 on the season. They have a 5-game win streak intact. And they started out the season with an 8-0 record. They finished second place in the Southern Indiana Conference at 7-2. They're Class 2A, as you know. Sectional 48, they came out of Sectional 48. That was at Tell City. In that sectional alphabetically, Evansville Modern Day, the Wildcats. Forest Park, the Rangers. Perry Central, the Commodores. Pike Central, the Chargers. South Spencer, the Rebels. Tell City, the Marksmen. And we'll mention the athletic director is Sam Fleming. Sam Fleming is he's a 2009 graduate from Evansville Modern Day High School. Evansville Modern Day High School is located at 1300 Harmony Way. It's right there in Evansville, Indiana, 47720. You can reach them by phone by dialing 812-426-2258. On the web, you can find them at moderndayWildcats.com. If you don't know how to spell Modern Day, don't feel bad. I didn't either a few years ago. It's MATERDEI. That's moderndayWildcats.com. They wear the colors red and gold. They're wearing the red jerseys in this ball game. Providence going with the navy blue. They perform in the Southern Indiana Conference. There are 10 teams in the conference. And we'll mention they are alphabetically. The Castle Knights. Again, they are hosting this semi-state right here at Evansville Purple Aces facility. Also, it's Evansville Bossy. They are the Bulldogs. Evansville Central. They are the Bears. Evansville Harrison. The Warriors. Evansville Modern Day, the Wildcats. Evansville Memorial, the Tigers. Evansville North, the Huskies. Evansville Rights, the Panthers. Jasper Wildcats, and the Vincennes Lincoln Alice's. And we'll also mention The athletic office coordinator is Tara Schnurr. We'll mention the head coach for the Evansville Modern Day Wildcats is Coach Adam Schiff. We'll mention on the home games, Evansville, 10-3 on the home games. On the away games, 7-3. On a neutral site, such as this one, they are 5-1. We'll mention a little bit about Providence. Did not mention their home games. They are 8-3. On the away games, they're 3-4. On the neutral site, they are 5-0. They have a 16-7 record. If you didn't know, Providence Pioneers had 5 games that were canceled, and I'm guessing it was because of Mother Nature. So those 5 games, that's a lot of games to not get completed in a varsity season. Providence still 16-7 on the season. And both teams still in their dugouts. And we got some rain falling now. Coaches in the Modern Day dugout out front of the screen there on the synthetic turf, on the surround. We'll mention this green synthetic field turf on the field of play. It's got a green strip and then a lighter green strip. And it goes straight out to center field from home plate. And I will also mention the brown dirt. The brown representing the dirt is a darker tone. I have seen a lighter tone synthetic field turf representing the dirt, and that is a good look. So everybody's just staying put right now. Getting ready for some baseball. And I tell you what, both these teams chomping at the bit. Bottom of the second inning, there's no score. There have been base runners. And again, we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by Erica's Place. Erica's Place, you'll really enjoy your dining experience at Erica's Place. They have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can join them in Cicero. That's one location, located at 40 West Jackson Street, right there by the stoplight. There's only one stoplight in Cicero, Indiana. That's Hamilton County. Or you can stop in at their Noblesville store. That's Erica's Place. Good food right there. And they're located at 654 Logan Street. It's next to the Logan Street Bridge, right over the White River. You can dine in or you can carry out. They have excellent breakfast menu. It's served all day. Great sandwiches and salads. And a nice dinner menu. All meals are served fresh and hot. I can vouch for that. You can bring your family or simply dine alone. You can reach them by phone. That's Erica's Place in Cicero and in Noblesville. So they're still taking a hiatus right now on the diamond. They're in a lightning delay. As mentioned, not sure if that's a 30-minute lightning delay or maybe 20 for baseball. We've not seen a lightning bolt since. And so that lightning bolt ended the bottom of the second inning. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher, Cole Breeden. And I tell you what, I was at Louisville. I was at Louisville one time, a doubleheader. Indianapolis Indians had a makeup game. They were rained out, so they made a doubleheader out of the game at Louisville. This was years ago. I showed up. I forgot about the forgot about the time zone change. So I got there, it was about the third or fourth inning. As soon as I got there, walking down to my seat, a lightning bolt struck, and the runner from first to second about jumped out of his drawers right there. And I tell you what, they took a lightning delay right there. They had rain. They took a big delay, but they needed to get those 2 games in. And I kid you not, that game did not get completed till after midnight I stayed for all of it. I drove back to Hamilton County after the game. But when that game ended, they were hitting foul balls all over the place. They were landing up in the seats. And I tell you what, there was only about 100 people. I was guessing 100 people sticking around to watch that second game. It was just too late. It was a work night, and a lot of folks went back home, probably to get their sleep. But that was at Louisville. And I'll tell you about my most recent trip to Louisville. It was by myself. I take my glove, I take my headphones, I listen to local radio during the ball game because I think you can learn a lot more during the game with headphones as you watch the game. So I listen a lot to Howard Tellman. Howard Tellman, voice of the Indianapolis Indians, probably in about year number 48. Howard Tellman, we are friends. He's quite a gentleman. He does Indians baseball. He was there. I couldn't get his station. That was out of Indianapolis. So I listened to the back station. And I was down near first base, right there around first row. In the ninth inning, it was the bottom of the ninth. Indianapolis and Louisville were not going to the playoffs. Neither team had a good enough record to go to the playoffs. And as you know, they used to play 144 games right there in the Triple A League. That's the Indians and the Louisville Bats. They play 150 games now in that particular league. But I'll mention there was, I think, maybe one out. Foul ball hit near me. It was high fly ball over by first base. I was probably standing about 8 or 10 feet from the rail right there. I didn't realize it. The first baseman was coming over to try to make a catch. I did have my headphones on. Ball was tremendously high. It came down. I caught it. I look up to my right, and the first baseman was leaning over trying to catch the baseball. I really don't think he could have caught it. But I will mention Bats Radio. There's another lightning bolt, so we've got another time frame to wait here. I'll probably get off the air here and leave it on, but I'll finish this story. Bats Radio looked down at me, and I heard him say with my headphones on, some guy just caught that foul ball. I think the first baseman had a shot at it, and I lifted one of my earphones off my ear, and then he knew I was listening to him, and he says he's listening to Bat Radio. So I caught the ball after the ball game. I walked it up and gave it to Bat Radio, asked him to put it on their shelf. So a lot of folks leaving the area right here. The rain's coming down a little bit sideways from center field in towards home plate. And a lot of folks still out there in the elements. Also, a lot of folks are under the canopy here, the grandstand. And I'm glad I'm not getting rained on right now because the rain's coming in from center field towards home plate. It was just the opposite in game one, Providence and University High School. So they're taking a breather right now. We just came into another lightning situation. And Will mention, it's 7:37 Central Time, 8:37. We played about 42 minutes. Bottom of the second inning just completed. No score. Evansville, Mater Dei, and Providence, they are safe in their dugout. I think they're underneath. They probably got a tunnel of some sort. No, I think they're in the dugout. I see some Mater Dei players. So we're going to set this down. We're going to take a breather when they come back out to stretch and to throw. We'll pick up the microphone again. But until then, we'll let you listen to the music being played by Miles Susit. Miles Susit, he's the PA announcer, doing a fine job here at the University of Evansville. We're going to set this down. We'll be back. We are still in a rain delay. Providence in Evansville Modern Day, Class 2A. They've completed 2 innings. They pull the guys off the surface. Had a lightning delay. Trying to wait out the first lightning delay. The rain came on. The rain has since pretty much subsided. We have the sun shining back behind the press box. And they got another lightning sighting. So we're in another lightning delay. And we're going to have to hold still till Mother Nature says it'll be safe to play again. And we're going to set this down. We'll come back and keep you informed. Well, the umpires have stepped onto the surface. We saw another lightning delay right then when I mentioned the umpires. So another lightning delay going to be tacked on. Umpire's going to exit the field. Hearing some grumbling. Got some thunder, some clouds making noise up there. They say where there is thunder, there is lightning. So we'll have to wait this out. They are definitely wanting to play this game because next week, the winner of this game, Providence and Evansville Mater Dei, will play the winner of Wapahani and Boone Grove for the Class 2A championship game next week. It'll be at Victory Field. And I will mention Providence are the reigning champions from a year ago. Again, we'll mention a little bit of thunder happening up in the sky as we listen to Garth Brooks' little thunder roll. We're going right on theme here with the public address. Miles Sousa, he is a senior, just graduated from Tecumseh High School, and he let me know before the game. Let me double check here, make sure I'm going to say the right item. But Tecumseh today, girls state champs. That's in Class 1A. I take that back, 2A. They're 2A now, playing the Success Factor. They've already got the 1A. They got a couple, maybe 3 in 1A. So they move up to 2A and they capture the girls state title in Class 2A today. Girls softball. So yes, Miles Sousa, he just graduated from Tecumseh High School. He's a PA announcer. He's spinning the tunes up there in the booth. And he's going to be at Evansville University next year. And he wants to be the PA announcer for their baseball team. I believe he can. He is a good one. And while we're talking about it, we'll mention a little bit about the national home run leaders. Home run leaders nationally. We'll mention number 1, he's a junior class member. He wears number 12. That's Cy Chrisman. There's no T in his last name. Cy Chrisman. And Will mentioned he's 6'4", 215. He's an infielder and an outfielder. In 30 ball games this year, 19 home runs. He's just a junior. In his career, he has 29 home runs. That's 41 hits, 15 singles, 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 19 home runs. His batting average is .461. Plate appearances, 116. 89 at-bats. He's got 59 RBI. That's Cy Chrisman. He's in Utah. And we'll also mention at number 2 in the nation, that's Jacob Parker. Jacob Parker, he's a senior class member from Purvis, Mississippi. He wears number 23 on his jersey. He's an outfielder and a right-handed pitcher. Jacob Parker. He has a batting average of .525. Plate appearances, 152. At bats, 101. He's got 54 RBI. 53 hits on the season. 25 are singles, 10 are doubles. 2 are triples. And he has 17 home runs. He's a senior. That's in 37 games. Keep in mind, Cy Christmas, in 30 games, 19 home runs. He leads the nation. And now I'm going to talk about a young man that played in the earlier game. It was Shenandoah and Evansville Mater Dei. We'll mention senior athlete Colin Ozenball. Colin Ozenball, he plays for the Shenandoah Raiders. And he's from Middletown, I should say, Indiana. He's number 84 in the nation. I believe he's number 1. He's got to be number 1 in the state of Indiana. He's a home run hitter. 113 plate appearances, 76 at-bats. He's batting .513. He's got 44 RBI. He finished the season with 9 home runs. State of Indiana leader, Colin Ozenball. And I've got Max Preps pulled up right here. I got it pulled up right here, Shenandoah Raiders. And I'm going to mention batting average. He leads the team. That's Colin Ozenball. Right now he's at .494. And I will also mention on-base percentage. He's at the top of the class there at Shenandoah High School with the .647 on-base percentage. He leads the team in home runs. He leads the state of Indiana with 9. And then we'll also mention stolen bases. He has 18. He's 3rd place on the team. Ethan Taylor with 27. And earned run average, he's also a pitcher. Colin Ozenball, a 2.10 ERA. And Colin Rosenball. Runs scored, he has 48 runs scored. And Colin Rosenball, will mention, hits on the season, he has 39. Runs batted in, Colin Rosenball has 44. Colin Ozenball slugging percentage, 1.063. So this game's going to restart at 8:15 Central Time. It is 7:53. So we're 18 minutes away. We're going to set this down. We'll come back and keep you up to date. So everybody's still here. Nobody's leaving. No score through 2 innings during a lightning delay. Public address tells us 7:15. I should say 8:15 Central Time, 9:15 Eastern Time. That's the target for starting the game back up. So I'm guessing they'll be out there throwing prior to. And we look across the home run fence in right field. We see a beautiful rainbow. Evident right there. You got the red, the orange, the green, and the purple. Looking very nice here in Evansville. So both teams pretty much, I should mention, modern day, they're right there at the outside, the outskirts of the dugout. Coaches are outside the dugout. They're wearing their red short sleeve overshirts. And Providence Pioneers coach out there talking with the groundskeeper. So they're having a conversation. Baseball here on a Saturday night in the city of Evansville. So not too far from Kentucky. I watched the news, and I can't tell if I'm watching Owensboro news or if I'm watching Evansville news. They're showing me all the geographical settings for the rain clouds. I probably drove about 4 hours to get here from Hamilton County. And while we're talking about it in Hamilton County, we'll mention Round Tripper Academy, the premier academy for baseball training. It's in Westfield, Indiana. That's in Hamilton County. And we'll mention you can visit them online at roundtripper.com. The owner is Chris Estep. Chris Estep is the baseball coach for the University Trailblazers. He was here earlier today. If you didn't know, Chris Estep was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. He played some MLB ball. And I know he played for Pittsburgh. I'm thinking he played some for Montreal. But he's a 1985 graduate from Carmel High School. He's a Greyhound. Round Tripper Sports Academy opened its doors in the fall of 1993. The vision was to become the premier facility for baseball training in central Indiana. 30 years and tens of thousands of student athletes later, they have become a mainstay for elite athletes throughout the Midwest and central Indiana. Their mission has been to help every athlete reach his or hers fullest potential. You can reach them by phone at Round Tripper by dialing 317-896-2900. Again, their number is 317-896-2900. Or you can check them out. Go on your computer and type in info, the @ symbol, roundtripper.com. That's info at roundtripper.com. It's Round Tripper Academy right there in Westfield. We're going to set this down. It is 8 o'clock Central Time. Okay, we're going to talk right now with the public address. That's Miles Susich. I tell you what, Miles, you're a big-time Tecumseh fan.
I am indeed. Born and raised Elberfeld. Have generations of my family that went to Tecumseh. Do a lot for their athletic programs, and I'm looking forward to going to UE next year.
Tell us about your baseball career. You tell me you play baseball at Tecumseh.
So I actually don't play baseball at Tecumseh. However, I've been the varsity statistician since my 8th grade year. I was going to my 6th grade year, and then I thought it over. Didn't think I was ready. But my 8th grade year, I stepped up, and that's where I kind of got into the analytics and announcing gig. And then after that, it's my career's really taken off. I'm going to come to UE next year, help with their analytics program, and I'm currently the head statistician for the DuBois County Bombers, a prospect league team down here. And I'm just in a good spot right now. I'm very blessed, and I'm hoping to get further.
And you were telling me about the Tecumseh softball program. Talk about what happened today.
Well, I think it's a dynasty for sure. This is our 6th state championship, first 2A state championship in school history. This is our 4th consecutive state finals appearance. We won 3 out of the 4. Our pitcher, she's a freshman, Audrey Seiler, phenomenal. And she's getting SEC offers right now, and it's very good for Tecumseh and Gordon Wood. This is Gordon's 6th state championship and 12th state finals appearance, so it's really fun. Been following them my whole life, and coming up as a little kid, always going to the softball postseason games. Hate that I had to miss it today, but I got caught up on this opportunity for Castle, and I really couldn't pass it up. So
I wouldn't pass it up either. You're doing fine. I'm pleased to be able to meet you today. I tell you what, you got here before I did. I got here a couple hours before I should have been here, and you were already here.
Yeah, I tend, especially in a place like this in the semi-state, I want to be as prepared as possible. I want to get there as early as possible, and meeting all the Castle administration, I want to make sure we were comfortable. Being at UE, different place for me to announce. I've never announced here, so I want to make sure all my equipment worked correctly. And it actually worked out perfectly. I got here at about 7:45 this morning. First pitch was at 10, and I was pretty much working until that first pitch, so it was pretty good timing. That's just how I've always been. I've always liked to get places early and like to set up for stuff. So, yeah.
I tell you what, do you know Bob Deitch?
Is that the scorer? Oh, yeah.
He's a scorekeeper, but he tells me he's in his 20th year. He's going to retire keeping score after this game. He tells me the 2 previous get-togethers where Castle ran this particular field, he was the PA announcer.
Well, I have met him, and we did talk about that. I wasn't aware of that coming into today. However, I just remember one day in early April, our principal at Tecumseh said some very generous things about me to the Castle AD. And the Castle AD called me up the next day and said, we would love to have you. And I was very humbled by the opportunity, and I've prepared, I think, pretty well for it, and I'm having a blast here today. And it's very fun. Much respect to Bob. We've had some great conversations in the press box today as we wait for this lightning delay to get over. But, yeah, great baseball, great atmosphere, and great people here at Castle. And never thought I'd say that coming from a Tecumseh person, but it's been great so far today.
Well, are we still on track to start it at 8:15?
Unfortunately, with that last lightning strike, I don't have the confirmed word, but I would predict around 8:30.
Is it a 30-minute or a 20-minute wait per lightning?
I believe it's 30. However, I have not gotten that information from Mr. Welch yet. I will let you know when I do for sure. But, yeah, it's not the best weather, but it could be a lot worse. We could not be playing right now, so it's just count our blessings as we go.
I tell you what, I talked to Bob Deitch, and he's very happy that you are the PA announcer here today?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I am too, because it's an unbelievable opportunity, and I am very utmost blessed to be here. I'll tell you what, going to a small school like Tecumseh, it really got me started out early in my expertise of announcing and stuff. So it's gotten me to a good point, and I'm lucky to be here.
Are you 18 yet or getting close?
I am currently 18 years old.
That sounds good. I tell you what, when you turn 21, drinking alcohol is not necessary.
Yeah, I'm probably going to stay laser focused until I go to UE and they win the super regional, and then we might have some party champagne. But after that, other than that, I try to stay laser focused on my craft, laser focused on myself, and always improve every day. Even though I'm not an athlete, I like to better myself in any way I can.
So what you talked about analytics. What is your major going to be here at Evansville?
Well, to be honest with you, this is kind of weird, but my major is actually going to be accounting. And the reason for that is because I'm getting all the sports management and analytics thing I need from baseball at UE. And so, therefore, I figured accounting would be a good backup in case, plans go to die ultimately. But I am a big numbers guy. I'm a big money guy. So I figured accounting would be, best suit me if baseball didn't work out.
I tell you what, Miles, sky is the limit for a guy like you.
I appreciate it. It's always been a dream of mine to make it big in the baseball world, and I'm looking forward to continuing those dreams, and very blessed to have a great life. So
thank you for talking with Put Me in Sports.
Oh, absolutely. No problem. If you need anything, just let me know.
Thanks a lot, Miles. Appreciate it. So that is Miles Susitz. Public address. I tell you what, that guy knows what's going on. I'm sure when I was 18, I didn't know as much as him. He is happening. We're going to set this down. As Miles said, we might not start till 8:30. We did see a lightning strike right around 8:05. We thought we were going to start at 8:15. Mater Dei is going to take a jog down the third baseline. They're going to get stretched out. So it is 8:09, and Miles is giving them permission to go to the outfield, do some jogging, and they're going to throw the baseball around. We're getting close for baseball continuance. Semi-state, South Semi-state, Class 2A. Class 2A right here. Providence in Evansville, Mater Dei. And then happening in the north is Wapahani and Boone Grove. That game taking place at Oak Hill. So both 2A championship games taking place on synthetic turf. So you wonder what they'll come up with next. Nice looking logo out here behind home plate. A U and an E. The E's underneath the U. And that is University of Evansville Purple Aces. We're going to set this down. We'll be back. Okay, it's 8:14. Both teams were in the outfield, throwing back and forth with one another. Providence still getting loose in right field. Evansville Modern Day, they have come in. They were in left field, throwing back and forth with each other. They both took a jog out to center field prior to getting loose. They're getting close to playing baseball again here at Evansville University. Evansville, home of the Evansville Purple Aces. We are at German American Bank Field. Synthetic field turf. It's a lower turf than you would see on a football field. One of these two teams will play next week at Victory Field, and that will be natural grass. So Providence is going to make their way in toward the dugout. They're getting loose over there. Providence, Foster Nash getting loose, swinging the leg back and forth. And we'll mention this game is also in parts being brought to you by Honey Creek Resort. Honey Creek Resort, that's a state park. It was purchased, and it is now Honey Creek Resort. Just go online at honeycreekresort.com. What a beautiful place to be. You can plan your vacation or maybe a weekend getaway. Honey Creek Resort with 840 acres of fantastic nature. Fun and recreation adventures are only a 1 day's drive away. That's Honey Creek Resort. They're in southern Iowa, where fellow Hoosiers, Beth and Terry Henderson, have an amazing lodge and cabins with fabulous fishing, boating, golfing, horse carriages, and much more. Truly amazing adventures in hospitality await you at Honey Creek Resort. It's honeycreekresort.com. You can make your group, business, and family getaway reservations today. You can call them at 641-724-1450. Again, that number is 641-724-1450. honeycreekresort.com. I was talking to Bob Deitch, keeping the scorebook in the booth there, and he's interested in Honey Creek Resort. He's going to check it out, and I would suggest you do too. My wife and I have been there twice, and I can't wait to go back. So we're going to step in. We're getting ready for baseball. A position umpire down the first baseline. Second base umpire out beyond second base, out in the grass, synthetic grass, and a third base umpire. He ran the plate in game one versus University in Providence. Foul ball back Going to be a ground ball right there out in front of the plate. A little dribbler. No balls, one strike. Stepping in for Providence, number 8, Brady Haynes. He's the DH, batting for Parker Pennington, the shortstop. Second pitch comes in, a foul ball back to the screen. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Top of the third inning. No score. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Breeden. High above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, steps back in a hurry. Brady Haynes, the Pioneers. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and take it back to the pitcher. Down off the handle with a slow line drive back to Breeden, and Cole Breeden records the first out here in the top of the third. So stepping in for Providence, going to be the 8th hitter, number 11, Carter O'Daffer. He plays third base, another right-handed batter for the Pioneers. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Cole Breeden. Right across the dish, outside half, strike call. No balls, 1 strike. He'll step back in. Carter O'Daffer. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Going to call that a strike. If that's a strike, that's the absolute top of the zone. Home plate umpire going to ask the batter to stay close to home plate. But, I mean, he might have been. That was ball 1. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Outside of ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Top of the third inning. Providence batting. On the pitcher's rubber, Cole Breeden. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Third base, fielded by Charlie Hoffman. He'll throw across the diamond. And you'll get the pin out with Dane Branson. There are 2 out here in the top of the third. Next batter going to step in for the Pioneers. He's the 9th hitter, number 3, Kalen Sipes. He plays right field. He's a left-handed batter. He'll step in. Working from the windup, peering over the glove, Cole Breeden. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone, outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Left-handed batter, Cole Breeden from the windup. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Pitch comes in, low and inside. Ball 2. A lot of Evansville Modern Day fans might have liked that to be a strike. Here comes a 2-0. Outside edge. Probably going to make up the call with that pitch call. Count goes 2-1. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Sipes in there for a strike. Count goes even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2, Providence Pioneer. On deck is Lucas Mock. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. And the Providence Pioneers are retired here in the top of the third inning. After 2.5 innings, Evansville Modern Day 0. Providence Pioneers 0 will go to the bottom of the third inning. Evansville Modern Day will step in. And we'll also mention tonight's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Indiana Express Rentals. Indiana Express Rentals, when you find yourself looking for that dependable moving truck rental company, that high-quality choice isn't far away. You can call Indiana Express Rentals. They're located at the south edge of Noblesville, Indiana, at 1708 South 8th Street. You can simply call them at 317-773-4800. Again, their number is 317-773-4800. They have up to 26-foot box trucks available, and a truck with a Tommy lift can sure come in handy to keep you out of the chiropractor's office. That's Indiana Express Rentals. Their hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, they're open 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. You'll find Dirk. Dirk will be there on the premises, and he will escort you around, help you find a truck that will best suit you. Stepping in for Evansville Modern Day, the one hitter. It's number 4, Braden Caldemeyer, right-handed batter. Going to step in, batting .328. Here comes the pitch. Inside and tight, ball 1. Caldemeyer had to back up, get out of the way of that one. He's fine. Count goes 1-0. Ball tossed back out. Pitcher is Gavin Jackson. Gavin Jackson, a .40 ERA. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, top of the zone, right across the dish. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Working from the windup. Jackson, here comes the 1-1. Outside edge, going to call that a strike. Got a pitcher's umpire in this ball game. 1-2 count. Here comes the wind into pitch from Gavin Jackson. Breaking pitch finishes above the zone. Ball 2. 2-2 count. Surface is wet. They're going to insert baseballs throughout the rest of the game. Try to get the dry one. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. And there's 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Next batter going to step in for Evansville Modern Day. 2-hitter number 20, Charlie Hoffman. He plays 3rd base. Hoffman on the season batting .355. That's in 93 at-bats. Here comes the wind and the pitch. High above the zone, ball 1. Gavin Jackson really hitting the glove there. But a bit tall. 1 ball, no strikes. Stepping back in. 2-hitter Charlie Hoffman. Working out the windup. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Out of the windup. The rain is falling again. Outside, ball 3. Providence stands 1 to strike. A bit outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Gavin Jackson pitching in the rain. Here comes a pitch. Outside, ball 4. Charlie Hoffman going to draw a base on balls. He'll jog down to first base. So they're going to play in the rain here. Home plate umpire asking his fellow umpires a bit of a chance there, see what's going on. They're going to continue to play. Lightning is not a problem. The rain is falling. It's coming down sideways from right field to left field now. Stepping in, Drew Shapker. First pitch comes in. Ball 1. Number 5, Drew Shapker. He's a second baseman on the season, batting .360. Right-handed batter. Out of set position. Here's the pitch from Jackson. Strike called, outside edge. So the pitchers are shooting for the corners. Home plate umpire calling the corners. Might as well stay there. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Runner at first base. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Taking off for second base. Throw to second. Going to bounce in there 1 time. Safe at second base. The throw was taken by a shortstop, Parker Pennington. It bounced in. He got in the glove, made the tag, but prior to base, safe at second base is Braden Caldemeyer. So runner in scoring position for the Wildcats. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Gavin Jackson peering in. Now the set position, he'll check second base. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Right across the dish. Might have been top of the zone. Count goes 2-2. These batters are going to have to unleash the swings. They're going to have to swing the bat. The strike zone has changed a little bit. Out of set. Gavin Jackson, he'll check second base. 2-2 pitch. Outside of ball. Breaking pitch. Finished outside. Catcher Lincoln Crewer cleans it. Count goes full at 3-2. Peering in, looking at signals. Gavin Jackson. Out of set, he'll check second. Here's the 3-2. High and outside. Ball 4. So number 5, Drew Shapker, going to jog down to first base. Going to be timeout on the surface. And Coach Trey Watson going to walk out, talk with his infield, and I think he's going to make a pitching change. I think we're going to see maybe Blake Strube going to change gloves. He'll end up at the pitcher's rubber. Blake Strube wears number 7. Blake Strube did not pitch in the early game with University, but he's going to pitch now and jogging off the surface. Gavin Jackson. Jackson went 2 innings versus University and now 2 innings versus Mater Dei. Going to jog off the surface. He'll be in the dugout. Another right-handed pitcher, number 7. Number 7, that's Blake Strube. Blake Strube, and then we'll mention, he's got an ERA of a 3.50. He's got 1 win, 3 losses. This is appearance number 9 on the season. He's given up 4 stolen bases. He has pitched 30 innings this season. He's given up 24 hits, 22 runs, 15 runs were earned. He has given up 1 home run. He's given up 17 base on balls, and he has struck out 21. Batters faced, he has faced 136 batters. Total pitches, 478 on the season. And going to first base. To play first base is number 12, Zachary Medlock. Zachary Medlock, he's at first base now. He's throwing the ball around the infield. So Zachary Medlock wears number 12. Getting some final warm-up tosses. He is Strube. And we are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 runners aboard for the Wildcats of Evansville Mater Dei. First and second base, there's 1 out on the diamond. Bottom of the 3rd, and the rain is coming down. They're not big drops. They're small drops, but there's a whole bunch of them. So stepping in for Mater Dei, 4-hitter number 7, Drake Branson. Drake Branson on the season. He's batting .456. Working from the stretch. Now the set position. Blake Strube, here's the pitch. Above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Drake Branson, the 4-hitter. He wears number 7. He plays right field for the Wildcats. We're going to have a stretch. Now the set. Rain coming down. Big time. Out of set position. Check second base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High for ball 2. I'm a little concerned. I can't believe they're playing in this downpour. There's a lot of raindrops. I mean, a bunch. They're not big, but I should say Providence playing defense. Pitcher, Blake Strube. Here's the pitch. Above the zone, ball 3. So it's hard to get the grip as a pitcher. You're going to go with the ball just tossed out to him by his catcher, Lincoln Kruer. 3-0 count, 1 out. Right-handed batter, Drake Branson. Out of set, here comes a 3-0. High, above the zone, ball 4. Branson going to jog out, and I think the home plate umpire is going to call the game right here. He's not going to stop the game, but he's going to get the guys in the dugout there. He's not going to make them play in this rainstorm, and I'm really surprised they let Branson bat a 4-pitch walk, loaded the bases for Mater Dei. There's just 1 out. When we come back to live action, I tell you what, Pioneer are going to have bases loaded, and they'll be on the defensive mode. And Coach Trey Watson going to walk over, maybe talk with the umpires, and maybe wonder why they played so long. I don't know. He's just going to hand him a baseball. Trey Watson, quite a gentleman. I talked to him before the University game. He's another quality individual. He's the head coach for the Providence Pioneers. And I'll mention, I did speak to their former head coach. He is an assistant to Trey Watson. He coached Providence I think it was back about 10 years ago. He went to Victory Field. He played against Central Catholic. If you didn't know, I do Central Catholic baseball announcing on the internet. I'm taking a little breather here covering these two games today at Evansville. But the assistant coach, the head coach then of Providence, I tell you what, that guy is fearless. He called a suicide squeeze in the bottom of the first inning, successful, 1-0 contest. He called another suicide squeeze in the bottom of the seventh with a tie ball game at 6-6. A guy on third base was going on the pitch. Guy at the plate put a perfect bunt down right side. And by the time they got there, run scored, and that won the ball game for Providence. Central Catholic was playing the up factor, and they were playing the 2A factor in that ball game at Victory Field. And as mentioned right there, Miles Sussit letting us know Boone Grove, the Boone Grove ball game in the Northern District with Wapahani. I think he gave a final there. Try to look this up. And Boone Grove and Wapahani. Wapahani, gotta admit, Wapahani, they used to have a head coach. My dad is very familiar with him. He would be able to tell you his name. I'm trying to remember it. But he was also the custodian. But he was a good baseball coach. Has taken them far. Wapahani. And I'm going to try to pull this up right here. We look up at the top. And try to plug this in. Providence coaches going to walk back towards their dugout. We are in the bottom of the third inning. We are in another rain delay. Bases are loaded. There's one out on Mater Dei. And when we resume, that's how it will start out. And I'm trying to pull this up. IHSAA.org. If you want to find something, go to IHSAA.org. And we're trying to find this right here. And baseball, sports, you can find a lot of stuff. IHSAA.org. Semi-state. We'll look at Class 2A brackets. And we'll mention Wapahani and Boone Grove. Ball game complete. Boone Grove wins it 9-2. So Boone Grove will play next week at Victory Field, and they will play the winner of this game if this game ever gets over. So another rain delay. We're in the bottom of the third. We're going to set this down. We'll be back momentarily. We are still in a rain delay. Rain is pretty much subsiding. It's not coming down near like it was. Modern day coaches are outside their dugout. Some of the Providence coaches outside their dugout. Modern day third base dugout. Providence first base dugout. Bottom of the third inning. Bases are loaded with one out. Modern day batting. The home team. We're going to set this down. We'll come back and keep you posted. Hey, we're back. We'll mention both teams yet to enter the playing field. But right now, we're going to talk to some modern day fans. These are young fans. We're going to talk to Connor. Connor's sixth grader. He's a baseball player. They're all wearing baseball caps. Caden, he's a sixth grader. Easton, I've got a grandson named Easton, also a sixth grader right here beside me. And we're going to talk to Kaylor first. Kaylor, come up here. Seventh grader. Come on, Kaylor. Is your goal to play on the high school team?
Yeah.
I tell you what, you're in seventh grade now. Talk about your seventh grade season. How did it go?
We lost in the semifinals in the tournament.
Semifinals. I tell you what, how many games did you play in seventh grade?
Like 15.
That's pretty good. What's your positions?
Pitcher and center field.
That tells me that you got a pretty good arm, and center fielder is pretty much the captain of the ball team. And we're going to talk right now with Connor. Connor's got a semi-state shirt on, 2025. That's for today. And Connor, tell me, what's your favorite position on the baseball field?
Pitcher.
Pitcher. Are you a right-hander or lefty?
Right.
You thrown a curveball yet?
Yeah.
Does it break very much?
Yeah. He's
Pretty nasty, they say. So do you strike batters out with that curveball?
yeah.
Do you ever hit a batter with your pitch?
Yeah. Someone turned into it and I hit the ribs.
Turned into it, hit their ribs. I tell you what, we're going to talk to Caden. Caden, tell me about your baseball career. You got a T-shirt there that says property of modern day, established 1949. You're going to be a sixth grader next year, is that right? So you're coming over from fifth grade, and you're playing sixth grade baseball. Tell me what your positions are.
Catcher and third base.
Catcher and third base is your goal. Do you have a goal to play for the coach right here at Modern Day in the varsity?
Yeah.
That sounds good. I believe you can. How many home runs? You've hit 7 home runs?
Yeah.
Okay, are those inside the park? Over the fence, 200-foot fence? 250, that's incredible. And I tell you what, Caden, you like baseball. They're getting ready to start up.
Yeah.
You're sixth grade, getting ready to step in. Bases are loaded for the Modern Day Wildcats. And at the bottom of the third inning, no score. What's going to happen?
Grand slam.
That would take a good one. So they're going to start the game up again. Guys, you guys are great. I wish the best for you guys. Pacers in 7 is exactly what Connor's telling us, right?
Yeah.
So Pacers in 7. And we're going to step in right now. Here comes the first pitch. There's one out. Nobody. There's 2 bases loaded. Here comes the first pitch from number 7, Blake Strude. The pitch comes inside, ball 1. In the batter's box for Evansville Modern Day, 5-hitter number 15, Spencer Schiff. He's the catcher. Here comes the wind in the pitch from Strude. Outside edge, strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll step back in. That's number 15, 5-hitter. Spencer Schiff batting .338 on the season. .473 on base percentage. Peering in, looking at signals. Number 7, Blake Strube. Timeout called in that right-handed batter's box by Spencer Schiff. That's a long time to concentrate in the set position. He's pitching from the windup. Number 7, Blake Strube. Here comes the wind and the 1-1 pitch. Low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Home plate umpire looking for a strike. That ball was proven to be a ball. Low and outside. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Strube. High above the zone, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded. We're in the bottom of the third inning. There's no score. 3-1 count, 1 out. Here and in looking at signals. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, third, going to be a shortstop. Going to score a run. It's all across the diamond, ball gets loose. A little bit outstretched there with midline. And run comes in to score. 2 runs come in to score for Modern Day. Number 20, Charlie Hoffman, and number 5, Drew Shapker. The 2-0 contest. So it's a good play at shortstop. Parker Pennington. The throw was a little bit outside at first base. Went back to the foul fence. 2 runs come in to score. There's still 1 out. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the third inning. Runners on the corners for Modern Day. Here in, looking at signals. Out of stretch, now the set. Strube, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, perfectly placed. Strike call. In the batter's box for Modern Day, where's number 1 6-hitter, Nolan Schickel. Nolan Schickel batting .302. He's got an on-base percentage of .356. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. From Blake Struve, no going to pick off move. First base. Back safely. Head first slide. Runners on first and third base for Evansville, Modern Day. Working out a stretch. Now the set position. Blake Struve. Here comes the pitch. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch just missed away. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks down third base. Coach right there. Coach Adam Schiff. Not many signals given. We're going to take a drive to center field. Got some air under it. You're going to make the catch. You're going to tag at third base. Rowe's going to come in. You're going to score a run. It's going to be a 2-base hit. RBI off the bat. That's Spencer Schiff. So there's 1 more run in. 3 runs in here in the bottom of the third. There are 2 outs. Catch is made in center field by Cole Hewitt. He threw it back in, hit the cutoff. And they throw to second base. Safe at second. He's going to jog off the diamond. They're going to go with the courtesy runner. It's going to be number 9, Eli Kane. Eli Kane going to do the running at second base for the Wildcats. Spencer Schiff, the catcher, gives way to a courtesy runner. Stepping in, right-handed batter, Nolan Schickel. Here comes the pitch. Strike called, I should mention. It's number 12, Dane Branson. He'll take a first pitch strike. He's a 7-hitter. Dane Branson was number 12, batting .267 in that right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and step back in. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Runner at second base is Eli Kane. Out of stretch, now the set position. Blake Struve, here's the pitch. Outside of ball, count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 runs in for Modern Day here in the bottom of the third. It's a 3-0 contest. We're going to have a stretch. Now the set. He'll check second base. Here's the pitch from Struve. Going to be a hit by pitch. So going to get him in that right-handed batter's box. That's probably about how you did it.
Yeah.
So he pitched it. He drilled him in the ribs. Did you go over and say, I'm sorry?
No.
Maybe after the game? That'd be a nice thing to do. You watch that Little League World Series.
The catcher called me to hit him.
Oh, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's got to stop. All right. Stepping in, left-handed batter. Luke Lannert, wears number 13. Pitch comes in, high and away, ball 1. Lannert steps back in, left-handed batter. On the season, batting .300, .377 on base percentage. Runners at first and second base, 2 outs. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, he'll take it left side, out of play. So runners were on their horses. They'll jog back to their respective bases. Back to second base is Eli Kane. Back at first base, Dane Branson. Out of the set, he'll check second base. Here comes the pitch from Blake Struve. Here's the pitch. High and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Semi-state baseball, Class 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. Gonna assemble next week at Victory Field. Here's the pitch. Inside low. Good block there. Good short hop block by the catcher, Lincoln Crewer. Lincoln Crewer caught a good game versus University. Going 7 more innings here in this one. Peering in, looking at signals. Blake Struve. 3-1 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Strike called, inside edge. Count goes full. 3-2 count. 2 outs. Luke Lannert. He's the DH. He's batting in place of the pitcher. Working out a stretch. Peering in, looking at signals. Blake Strube out of a set position, going to call time. Lannert calls time. Rain is falling again. I thought I might have seen a lightning bolt right field. I hope not. Peering in, looking at signals again. Pitcher. Blake Strube out of the set. Here comes the 3-2 payoff. Swung on, swinging and miss. So he'll go down swinging, and there are 3 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but not before Evansville Mater Dei put 3 on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd. After 3 completes, Evansville Mater Dei 3, Providence Pioneers 0. Providence going to come to the plate. Going to bat here in the top of the 4th. And we'll also mention today's ball game is being brought to you in part by Camino and Company. Camino and Company, they're in downtown Noblesville, Indiana. They're right there on the courthouse square. They're on the northeast side of the square. Camino and Company is a mobile flower shop brought to you by local flower farmers and providers. They have small business partners and the Camino and Company founders. Their mascot is a 1984 El Camino SS. That El Camino is black and it is owned by V.E. Witham. V.E. Witham is the grandpa of Carly Witham Elbrecht. Carly Witham is the owner. At Camino and Company, you can go online, find Camino and Company at Camino-and-company.com. They are now booking 2025 brides. They'll help you with your flowers at a wedding and others. Working from the windup. Here comes the first pitch. Cole Breeden. Pitch comes in, outside edge. Strike Cole. In the batter's box, left-handed hitter, number 2, left fielder Lucas Mock. Lucas Mock is the leadoff batter in this game. Second pitch comes in there, outside edge, strike Cole. Mock on the season in 22 games, batting .408, .471 on base percentage. Here's the pitch. He'll go down swinging, and Mock is not very happy with the home plate umpire. Rightfully so. 1 out. Here at the top of the 4th. Next batter going to step in for Providence. 2-hitter, number 25, Gavin Jackson. Jackson started this game as the pitcher. Gavin Jackson wears number 25 in 23 games, batting .431, .611 on base. Here's the pitch from Breeden. Breaking pitch outside, ball 1. Gavin Jackson, who will mention in 90 plate appearances, 58 at-bats. He has 25 hits. Here comes the pitch. Outside half, knee-high, strike Cole. Count goes 1-1. Gavin Jackson in 25 hits, 14 are singles, 4 doubles, 1 triple. He had 6, count them, 6 home runs. Pitch comes in outside a ball. Count goes 2-1. Gavin Jackson leads the team in home runs. And I will mention right behind him is Cole Hewitt with 4. Right-handed batter, Gavin Jackson. Here comes the pitch from Breeden. Outside a ball. Count goes 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gavin looking for a hittable pitch. There's 1 out. Top of the 4th. Here comes the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Phil Jackson jogging down to first base. He did get hit by pitch in the earlier game this morning. He's not showing any sign of any damage jogging down to first base. Stepping in, we're going to see the 3-hitter, number 24, Cole Hewitt. As mentioned, Cole Hewitt with 4 home runs on the season. He's batting .451. That left-handed batter's box. First pitch, swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Cole Hewitt has played in all 23 games. .451 batting average, .538 on base percentage. He has 32 hits. Pickoff move, first base. Back in there, head first. Safe is Gavin Jackson. I think we might have seen some lightning right field. Way back in the distance. We're now stretch, now the set. Cole Breeden, here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, left side, out of play. Cole Hewitt goes down the count, 0-2. There's one out. We're in the top of the fourth inning. It's a 3-0 contest. Evansville Modern Day got 3 in the bottom of the third. Out of set, Breeden, here's the pitch. We're going to strike him out. Inside, going to call it a strike. Cole Hewitt had to lift his arms to keep from getting hit on the chest. And he calls him out. Calls him out looking. There are 2 outs. Stepping in, number 7, Blake Strube. He's the 4-hitter, right-handed batter. Out of set, Breeden. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. You're going to hit it. Base hit over first base. Going to be fielded by the second baseman. Couldn't get a throwaway. So the fielding the baseball from second base, shallow in the grass behind first base, Drew Shapker. And it's going to go in the book as a base hit. So they're going to go with a courtesy runner. At first base now, doing the base running for Providence is number 16, Mason Went. Mason Went at first base now. Runners at first and second base for the Providence Pioneers. 2 outs. Stepping into bat. Left-handed batter. Number 6, Lincoln Crewer. They'll take a first pitch strike. Inside edge. Step back in. Lincoln Crewer. Crewer on the season batting .349. Left-handed batter's box. They're going to set up outside on him. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. He hit the glove out of the strike zone. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lincoln Crewer. He played in all 23 games. On base percentage, .481. That was said. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop. You're going to step on second base. He was playing there, hovering second base. He was in the right spot to field that ground ball. That was shortstop Braden Caldemeyer. And Providence is out of the inning, top of the fourth. They come up with no runs. They leave 2 on board. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning. After 3.5. After 3.5, Evansville Modern Day 3. Providence Pioneers 0. And Modern Day going to bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And we'll also mention bringing this contest to you is Rutledge Well Drilling. Rutledge Well Drilling. When you think of water, think of Rutledge Well Drilling. They have pumps, sales, service, water conditioning, water softeners, iron filters, and trenching. You can call Rutledge Well Drilling. You can reach them by dialing 765-292-2315. Again, their number is 765-292-2315. Or you can visit them at their website. That's RutledgeWellDrilling.com. They're just west of Atlanta, Indiana. It's in Hamilton County, just west of State Road 19. A couple of miles right there on the county line road. Rutledge Well Drilling, they are licensed, insured, honest, dependable, and always professional. That's Mike, Nathan, and Levi Rutledge. Rutledge Well Drilling. Stepping into bat for Modern Day. Going to be the 9-hitter, number 3, Palmer Schiff. He's the left fielder. Palmer Schiff on the season in 77 at bats. He's batting .208. He's got a .295 on base percentage. Right-handed batter going to face Blake Strube. First pitch. Swung on, he drives it. He got all of that one. It's a foul ball way left side. And that might have got the distance had that ball been fair. He turned on that one. It's an 0-1 count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed batter, Palmer Schiff. Here comes the 1-1. You're going to pop one up. Major league fly ball on the infield. Be called for by the shortstop. He'll catch it out in the grass a couple of steps. And the catch is made by Parker Pennington. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So next batter going to step in. It's the 1-hitter. Evansville Modern Day, Braden Caldemeyer. Caldemeyer wears number 4. Caldemeyer in 64 at-bats, batting .328, 427 on base. He'll foul the first one off, right side, out of play. Right-handed batter, Braden Caldemeyer, plays shortstop for the Wildcats. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, breaking pitch, finished outside. Ball 1. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Strub. Outside, ball 2. Pioneer fans wanting to strike out of that one. It wasn't going to happen. That was well outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes a pitch from Strub. Above the zone, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. A lot of fans on hand here for this ball game. Several of them still have their umbrellas up. Here comes the 3-1. Going to pop one up. Might be playable for the catcher. Lincoln Crewer. Crewer's going to come back and it just couldn't get to it. It was in the field of play. It was close to the foul fence, right straight back from home plate. And it's just going to be a strike and a foul ball. Count goes full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 4-hitter, Braden Caldemeyer. Caldemeyer, .328 batting average. Here's the pitch. You're going to pop it up, shallow right field. Will be called for by the second baseman. He'll be called off by the right fielder, Kalen Sipes. And there are 2 outs here in the in the bottom of the 4th inning. Next batter going to step in. I look at that number 20, I think of Mike Schmidt. He's got the demeanor of a Mike Schmidt. That's Charlie Hoffman. 2-hitter. He plays third base. No less. Here comes the pitch. Short off the glove, Crewer. They'll block it. They'll get a new baseball inserted in the batter's box. 2-hitter number 20, Charlie Hoffman. Charlie Hoffman on the season in 93 at-bats, batting .355. Here's the pitch. You're going to drive it to center field. Going to back up the center fielder, Cole Hewitt. He'll move to his left and make the catch. Pretty good drive off the bat of Charlie Hoffman. In Modern Day, 3 up, 3 down, just like Providence in the 4th inning. So we'll go to the top of the 5th. At the end of 4, Evansville Modern Day, 3. Providence Pioneers, 0. And Providence coming to the plate, top of the 5th. And we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. She's got a real estate IQ that will work for the benefit of you. That's Lisa Stokes Bear. She specializes in residential and corporate relocations. She has a vast knowledge with more than 25 years of question answering experience. Let Lisa look or let Lisa list. Each home is precious. Lisa Stokes Bear, well aware that she's Century 21, works for Sheets Company right there in Marion County, just across the county line from Hamilton on 96th Street. She is highly recommended. She's a real estate agent and a real estate broker. To contact Lisa Stokes Bear by phone, you can reach her by phone or text message, 317-513-4086. Again, that number is 317-513-4086. Stepping in the bat for Providence, 6-hitter number 1, Foster Nash. He's the second baseman. Foster Nash, 22 games, batting .217 on base, .355. First pitch comes inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Foster Nash. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Breeden. Outside edge, going to call a strike. Trying to paint that corner. Home plate umpire. Definitely a pitcher's umpire. Here comes the wind and the 1-1 pitch. The foul one, right side, out of play. Count goes 1-2 to Nash. 77 plate appearances, 60 at-bats. He got 13 hits, 10 are singles, 2 are doubles. He has a triple. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. We'll take another one. Foul ball, right side, well out of play. On deck for Providence is number 8, Brady Haynes. He's the DH. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside ball. They're going to check, and they're going to say he went. They're going to say he went. They tagged him in the box. Might have been a drop third. He might have dropped it right there. That was Spencer Schiff, the catcher. And Foster Nash goes down on strikes. 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th. Stepping in at number 8, Brady Haynes. Here's the first pitch. Tried to check his swing. It's a strike. Couldn't check it. It was called by the home plate umpire. 0-1 count. Right-handed batter, Brady Haynes. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Outside edge, strike call. That was a strike. Count goes 0-2. Let's step back in. 20 games, batting .263. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball, count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brady Haynes. .371 on base percentage. Working from the windup, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Low to short out the glove of Spencer Schiff. Count goes even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Working out the windup. 2-2 pitch from Braden. Swung on, swinging a miss. So we'll go down on strike. Braden might be getting stronger with that fastball. So 2 outs, stepping in the bat for Providence is going to be number 12, Zach Medlock. Medlock now playing first base position. He's batting in place of Carter O'Dapper. Batting in the 8th spot. First pitch comes in. Strike called. Working from the windup. 0-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Breeden. Tried to check his swing. It's going to be another strike call. Count goes 0-2 to Medlock. Number 12, Zach Medlock. Here comes the wind and the 0-2 pitch. Above his zone. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Drops the baseball, but he's off the rubber. Breeden, here comes the 1-2. Breaking pitch, and they're going to call that a ball. Breaking pitch, might have got the dish. Might be generosity right here for number 12, Zach Medlock. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and swinging a miss. And Providence goes down on strikes. So we played 5 innings. Take that back, 4 innings. And through 4 innings, complete. Modern day Wildcats, 3. Providence Pioneers, 0. And I will also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies, they are conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana at 46062. They are just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32. It's right there along State Road 32 on the west edge of Noblesville. At Discount Copies, they provide setup services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards. They have posters, oversized printing is also available. And if you're planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can contact them at 317-773-8783. Again, their number is 317-773-8783. Discount Copies. You can find them on Gmail on your computer. It's discountcopies96@gmail.com. So back out on the rubber for Providence is number 7, Blake Strube, right-handed batter. for Modern Day. First pitch tight, ball one. Had to get out of the way of that one at the batter's box. Right-handed batter number 5, Drew Shapker. Drew Shapker on the season batting .360. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Another tall pitch inside, ball 2. So Blake Strube, a little bit of an apology there. There's nothing going on here. It's just baseball. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and drive one to left field. A lot of air and a lot of height there. Going to be caught by left fielder Lucas Mott for Providence. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. So next batter going to step in for Evansville. Modern Day going to be number 7, Drake Branson. He's the 4 hitter. He's batting .456 on the season. First pitch. Breaking pitch. Got the dish. Broke away. Called strike. Count goes 0-1. Here comes a wind in the pitch from Strube. Next pitch. Called strike. Might have been low in the zone. Strike 2 called. Count goes 0-2. To number 7, Drake Branson. Going to pop one up. Shallow center field. Gets a beat on it. Cole Hewitt. He'll come in a couple of steps and make the catch. There are 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Next batter to step in for Evansville, Modern Day. 5 hitter number 15, Spencer Schiff. He is the catcher. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Strube. Ground ball, third base, backhand. Couldn't get it. Goes into left field. Probably going to go on the board as a base hit. He's going to end up at second base, and it's going to be a double. It rolls into left field rather slowly. Picked up there by Mock. By the time he throws it in, 2-base hit off the bat of Spencer Schiff. So they're going to go with a runner here, courtesy runner for the catcher. It's again going to be number 9, Eli Kane. Eli Kane goes out to second base. There are 2 out. Stepping in to bat, going to be it's not number 11. It's number 1, Foster Nash. Foster Nash, he's the 6 hitter. Plays second base. Albus said he'll check second base. Here's the pitch. Right across the dish. Might have been right below the kneecaps. Strike call. Count goes 0-1. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the stretch is Blake Strube. Check second base. Out of the set. Here's the pitch. Outside of ball. It's going to get by the glove of Lincoln Crewer. Goes back to the backstop. And jogging over to second base in somewhat of a sprint. Now at third base is Eli Kane. And there's going to be a timeout on the diamond. And we're going to see Trey Watson walk out, head coach for Providence. He's going to talk with his infield. He's going to pull him in to the pitcher's mound. And we're going to talk it over right there. And we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Fritz and Fishers.com. They buy, they sell, they'll trade, and they'll help you with your financing. They have quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. They have preferred low mileage and one-owner automobiles. You can find Fritz and Fishers.com. You can visit them online or stop in on site. They're in Fishers, Indiana, right there on 116th Street, in Noblesville, right there on Highway 32. Here comes the wind and the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and go to left field. Coming in, Mike couldn't make the catch. It's going to get by him. He's going to pick it up against the wall on the warning track, and maybe an inside the park home run. And it's going to be slide one home plate. It's number 1, Nolan Schickel, center fielder, clears the bases. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the second inning. And yes, Evansville Modern Day fans are elated. And we've got to mention Lucas Mock in left field. Had to come in a long way. He dove for the baseball, because any baseball player knows, any coach knows, with 2 outs, you got to go for the catch. Mock went for the catch. Got the bottom of the glove, got by him, went to the warning track. And the umpires are going to get together, evidently. Something going on here. So all four umpires are going to get together. Not sure what the call will be. The 2-run score on an inside the park home run right there off the bat of Nolan Schickel, 6-hitter. And the third base umpire, I'm going to talk with modern day third base coach. Not much. Now we're going to talk with Trey Watson, head coach for Providence, home plate umpire, and the A position umpire at first base. So they shared some information. There's nothing going to be changed here in that last play. That evidently something going on in the ball game that we'll never know about, likely never know. So stepping in, going to be number 12, 7-hitter for modern day. It's Dane Branson. Here comes the first pitch from Strube. Ground ball, third base. High hop, he'll throw across the diamond. Strong arm throw from Cardinal Dapper to Medlock. That was number 12. Zach Medlock took over at first base when Blake Strube came over to pitch. And Will mentioned right there in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 runs in for modern day Wildcats at the end of 5 complete innings. Evansville modern day 5, Providence Pioneers 0. And we'll go to the top of the 6th inning. And we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Erica's Place. Erica's Place, you'll really enjoy your dining experience at Erica's Place. They've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can join them in Cicero, Indiana, right there at 40 West Jackson Street. That's by the stoplight, only stoplight in Cicero. Or you can stop by Noblesville. Their Noblesville restaurant, Erica's Place. You can find them at 654 Logan Street. That's right there next to the Logan Street Bridge. You can dine in or you can carry out. They have excellent breakfast menu, served all day. Great sandwiches and salads. And a nice dinner menu at Erica's Place. All meals are served fresh and hot. You can bring your family, bring your appetite, or simply dine alone. You can reach them by phone. That's Erica's Place in Cicero and in Noblesville. So Providence is going to step in, going to bat here in the top of the 6th inning. We're going to see number 3, the 9-hitter, Kalen Sipes, to put the batting gloves on. Kalen Sipes, in 21 games, he's batting .333. He's got a .469 on-base percentage. Left-handed batter, 17 hits, 9 singles, 3 doubles, 3 triples, and 2 home runs. You're going to reach for a bunt, pulls the bat back. It's a ball outside. And then they're going to ask if he went around, if he left the bat out there. They said no. It's a 1-0 count to Sipes. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Breeden. He'll square the bunt again. He go third baseline. He'll be fielded by Charlie Huffman, the third baseman. He'll throw it to first base, get the put out with Dane Branson, and there's 1 out here in the 6th inning. Top of the 6th, next batter going to step in. It's going to be the 2-hitter, the 1-hitter, number 2, Lucas Mock. Lucas Mock, left-handed batter, batting .408, .471 on base. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Cole Breeden. Back to a curveball, misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Steps back in. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Breeden. Outside, ball 2. He's calling a good zone right now. If that would have happened all game long. 2 balls, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Healthy catch, swing and miss by Lucas Mock. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Played him straight away in the outfield. Here comes a 2-1. Swung on, foul ball, back to the net. Count goes even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 31 hits on the season for Lucas Mock. Here comes the 2-2. Foul tip, foul ball. Catcher Spencer Schiff couldn't hold it. Waving at the baseball there was Mock, trying to stay alive in the box here. He got a piece of the ball, and it couldn't be cleaned there by the catcher Schiff. So the count remains 2-2 with a foul ball. So some words exchanged there by third base coach Trey Watson and Lucas Mock. And I'm stepping back in, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Take that back, 1 out, 2-2, 1 out. Gonna foul ball back to the screen. Another 2-2 count on the way. And yes, there's only 1 out. We're in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 5-0 contest. Wildcats in front. He's gonna wave at another one. It'll come up empty. Ball is caught by the catcher, and there are 2 outs. So with 2 outs, stepping in the bat, it's going to be the 2-hitter. Number 25, Gavin Jackson. Gavin Jackson started the game as the pitcher. He'll step in, right-handed batter. Batting .431, .611 on base percentage. Here's the pitch from Breeden. Breaking pitch, got the dish. Strike call. No balls, 1 strike. Working from the windup. Cole Breeden, he's gone the distance. Pitch comes in, identical. Breaking pitch, got the dish and broke away. Count goes 0-2 to Gavin Jackson. Working from the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He'll step off the bat. He steps off the back of the rubber after he started his windup. That should be a balk. There should be a ball on the batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. None of the 4 umpires called it. And they're right. That should have been a balk. Breeden stepped off after beginning his windup. Here comes the 0-2. Short opposite glove. Catcher Spencer Schiff. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Step back in. Gavin Jackson. Gavin Jackson, number 25. 25 hits on the season. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, right side, out of play. We'll see the 1-2 pitch again. Gavin Jackson, as mentioned, he's got 14 hits. It should say singles. 4 doubles, 1 triple. And he leads the team with 6 home runs. Here comes the pitch. Foul this one back, out of play, almost straight back. So we're going to stay in the box again with a 1-2 count. He got 21 RBI on the season. He got 1 in the first game. 28 runs scored. He has walked 23 times. Here comes the 1-2 pitch again. Inside, a ball. Count goes 2-2. 2s are wild. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Gavin Jackson. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Breeden outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Breeden, a little bit of a hesitation there on his windup. There's nothing wrong with that. He began the windup and he stepped off the bat, and there was no balk call. Pitch comes in, foul ball. Gavin Jackson, that might have got him. He got it off the bat and got it off the body. Coach Trey Watson is going to come over and check on Gavin. He's grimacing just a bit. Nobody on base, 2 outs. 3-2 count. Gavin Jackson, home plate umpire, checking on him as he gives a baseball a rub down. These baseballs are saturated. They've got a troy ounce type of weight added to the ball, but they got to play with them. These baseballs are precious, about $5 a piece. Made by the Wilson Company. Here comes the 3-2 pitch again. High, ball 4. So Gavin Jackson draws another walk. He'll be at first base. 5-0 contest. Providence have a base runner aboard. Stepping in for the Pioneers. Going to be the 3-hitter, number 24, Cole Hewitt. Cole Hewitt, left-handed batter. Batting .451, .538 on base percentage, 32 hits, 18 singles, 9 doubles, 1 triple, and 4 home runs. First pitch comes in outside, ball 1. All the fans are wanting to strike for about every pitch that ends up outside. Out of the set. Breeden, here comes the pitch. Swung on, second base, slow line drive, caught by the second baseman. That's Drew Shapker. And Providence leave one aboard. Did not come up with a run in the top of the sixth. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth inning. And Evansville Mater Dei go to bat. We'll mention after 5.5. Evansville Mater Dei 5. Providence Pioneers 0. And we'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by AGM Auto LLC. If you didn't know, AGM stands for a good mechanic. At AGM Auto, you'll not only be treated with pure professionalism, you'll appreciate their state-of-the-art diagnostics and their up-to-date status of each of their AGM technicians. And AGM doesn't only work under the hood. AGM works toward the recovery and the restoration of the many now beautiful cars and trucks that they have restored. They have showroom treasures mechanically and cosmetically. To contact AGM Auto, you can dial them up at 317-984-5283. Again, their number is 317-984-5283. That's AGM Auto. You can find him on Facebook at AGM Auto LLC. Some final warm-up tosses. Back out on the pitcher's rubber for Providence is number 7, Blake Strube. Stepping into bat for Mater Dei. He wears number 6. It's Max Miller. In 44 at bats, he's batting .318, .444 on base percentage. A little bit of an open stance, right-handed batter. Here comes the first pitch to Miller. Swung on base. Right over the shortstop head. Goes into center field. Picked up by Cole Hewitt. And a base hit, first pitch. Top of the sixth inning for Max Miller. So one aboard for the Wildcats. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be number 3, Palmer Schiff. Palmer Schiff, left fielder. The bat right-handed. Schiff on the season, 77 at-bats. Batting .208, .295 on base percentage. We're going to have a stretch, set, pickoff move. First base. No tag applied by number 12, Zach Medlock. Stepping back in. 9-hitter, Palmer Schiff. We're now a stretch, now the set for Strube. He's in square early. Square to bunt. Breaking pitch ends up over his head for a ball. Count goes 1-0. Palmer Schiff. Palmer Schiff looking at signals. So Palmer Schiff looking at signals. He'll step back in now. You got a base runner at first base. Modest lead. We're going to have a stretch. Blake Strube. He'll square early again. Here comes a pitch. He'll put a bunt down. It's a foul ball. Picked up there right behind the baseline, adjacent to home plate by Lincoln Kruer. Bounced it off the surface. It bounced high. Kruer grabbed it. So third base coach right there for the Wildcats, Adam Schiff. Going to step to first base. The runner is Eli Kane. Eli Kane at first base. I'm not sure he can run. He's already run as the courtesy runner. Not sure there. But we'll find out. It'd be too late to be after the game. So stepping back in is number 3, Palmer Schiff. So right-handed batter, Palmer Schiff. Working from the stretch. Blake Strube out of the set. You can square a bunt early. Here's the bunt. Hit by pitch. Got him in the back. He was squared to bunt. Got him in that right-handed batter's box. Blake Strube. It's all unintentional. So base runners at first and second base. Nobody out. Evansville Mater Dei batting in the bottom of the sixth inning. Stepping in the bat Brayton Caldemeyer. He's the one-hitter, leadoff batter. Number 4, here's the pitch. Short off the glove. Good block again by Lincoln Kruer, the catcher. Brayton Caldemeyer. Where's number 4? He's 64 at bats, batting .328, 427 on base percentage. Working from the stretch. Now the set for Strub to check second base. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Caldemeyer. Outside of ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Right-handed batter, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He'll step in, tap the plate. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, base hit, right field. Going to be turned off right there by right fielder Kalen Sykes. Rounded third base, scoring a run is number 9, Eli Kane. Going to be a 2-base hit, RBI, off the bat of Brayton Caldemeyer. Next batter going to step in. It's number 20, Charlie Hoffman. Going to call timeout. Providence going to walk out. Head coach Trey Watson. Runners at second and third base. Still nobody out. Trey Watson going to ask for the baseball. It's going to be handed to him. Going into the outfield for Providence, we're going to see number 11, Carter O'Daffer. Carter O'Daffer started at third base. We're going to go with another pitcher here in the ballgame, the second relief pitcher for Providence. Going to get him some warm-up tosses right there. And left-handed pitcher going to step in and start out from the stretch. So getting some warm-up tosses out on the pitcher's rubber. Going to be number 24, Cole Hewitt. Hewitt pitched in the earlier game today versus University. Cole Hewitt might have been a couple of innings. 24, Cole Hewitt. This is appearance number 6 on the season. He's got a 2-win, no losses on his win-loss ratio. He's faced 51 batters. He's thrown 226 pitches. 9 2/3 innings on the season. He has given up 7 hits, 10 runs. 7 of those runs were earned. He has walked 16 batters. He has struck out 19. So getting some final warm-up tosses right there. Cole Hewitt. Cole Hewitt comes in from center field. Out to take his place is Carter O'Daffer. We'll see where O'Daffer ends up in the outfield. Runners at second and third base. Jogging back out to second base is Brayton Caldemeyer. Runner at third base, stepping in, 2-hitter for Evansville, modern day. It's number 20, Charlie Hoffman, right-handed batter. Working from the windup, left-handed pitcher, Cole Hewitt. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, off the handle, foul ball, right side. Fielded by the first base coach. No balls, 1 strike. Charlie Hoffman steps back in. He's batting .355 on the season. Working out of the windup. Here comes the pitch. Inside a ball. Going to get by the glove of Kruer. Coming in to score from third base for the Wildcats is number 3, Palmer Ship. So 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's now a 7-0 contest. Runner at third base is number 4, Brayton Caldemeyer. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Here comes the pitch from Hewitt. He'll drive it to right field. It's going to be caught. Going to tag up at third base. There's not going to be a throw to the plate. Caldemeyer scores the run. The sacrifice fly off the bat of Hoffman and an RBI. So next batter going to step in. Number 5, Drew Schaffer. Drew Shapler steps in, right-handed batter. He plays second base. Drew Shapler on the season in 89 at-bats, batting .360. Here comes a pitch from Hewitt above the zone, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here comes a pitch from Hewitt. Low for a ball. Count goes 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Cole Hewitt working quick on the rubber. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1 count to number 5. He's the 3-hitter for Evansville Modern Day. It's Drew Shapker, second baseman. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Strike called. Inside half, knee high. Count goes even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch. High, well above the zone, ball 3. 3 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Wildcats. Count goes 3-2, 1 out. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Hewitt. Swung on, he'll pop it up. Shallow left field. Giving it a look, coming in, make the catch is Lucas Mock. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So stepping in, back for Evansville Modern Day. Number 7, Drake Branson. He is the right fielder. Drake Branson, in 68 at-bats. He's batting .456 in that right-handed batter's box. He's got an even .500 on-base percentage. First pitch from Hewitt. Breaking pitch, back door for a strike. Well-placed breaking pitch. Had a lot of drop to it. Lefty facing a righty. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Got some flash photography down the left field line. Foul territory. Another flash photography. I don't think they allow that in IHSAA baseball. Count goes 2-1 to Drake Branson. Out of the windup, here comes the pitch from Hewitt. Hewitt kind of got out of the way. He tried to glove it, but I'm glad he did get out of the way. That would have been not good had that ball struck him. That was a solid line drive right by the glove of Cole Hewitt. So a base hit off the bat, 4-hitter. That's number 7, Drake Branson. Stepping in, 5-hitter, number 15, Spencer Schiff, the catcher. Working out a stretch. Cole Hewitt, here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Might have been a bit tall. 15, Spencer Schiff on the season. 71 at-bats. Batting .338. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 2. Crewer going to ask for a new baseball. He's given one. And they keep the ball live without making the ball live again with a new ball. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 3 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th for Modern Day. Swung on, foul ball, right side, out of play. Quick bat through the zone. That's Spencer Schiff, the catcher. Will step back in with a 2-2 count. 2 outs. Runner at first base for the Wildcats. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, got him. Backdoor curveball. Snuck it in there again for a called 3rd strike. So Modern Day, they leave 1 on base. They come up with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Scoreboard reads 8. I count 7 in the 6 innings of play there. We'll see what the situation is. We're going to go to the top of the 7th inning. And Modern Day going to take the field. Providence going to bat. And back out on the hill. Cole Breeden. Back out on the pitcher's rubber. He's gone the distance. Taking some warm-up tosses. For him right there is Trent Denning. Number 2, Trent Denning. Bullpen catcher. Trent Denning has played in 24 games as a batter. Batting .250. and a 419 on base percentage for Modern Day. So getting some final warm-up tosses. They're saying one more, home plate umpire. He is unaware that that Spencer Schiff is putting his gear on. Here he comes. So he'll come out, take the final toss, and they're going to ask him to throw it down. And it's going to be taken by the shortstop. Throw down a solid rope right there. Taken by shortstop. Braden Caldemeyer. So they put the ball back in the glove of Cole Breeden. Stepping in the bat for Providence. 4-hitter number 7, Blake Strube. He steps in, right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Quick moving. Breeden, second pitch. Swung on, foul ball. Back, straight back, out of play. Blake Strube on the season. Batting .382. .438 on base percentage. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Strike call. Must have been right below the kneecaps. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Out of the windup, here's the pitch from Breeden. Outside a ball. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Out of the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Above the zone, ball 3. Modern Day fans want a strike. That was above the strike zone. Count goes full at 3-2. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Shortstop, Braden Caldemeyer. No, it's going to be fielded by the third baseman. Pretty good range right there for Charlie Hoffman to throw it to first base. They'll get the put out with Dane Branson, the first baseman. There's 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Stepping into bat, we're going to see the 5-hitter. Number 6, Lincoln Crewer, the catcher. Crewer on the season, batting .349, left-handed batter's box. He'll foul 1 straight back. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Crewer. .481 on base percentage. He's got 22 hits on the season, 19 singles, 3 doubles. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Breeden. Low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Left-handed batter. Number 6, Lincoln Crewer. Pitch comes in, it's a cold strike. The inside half, knee high, count goes 1-2. On deck is number 1, Foster Nash. Here comes the pitch. Inside there, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Baseball at Evansville. Purple Aces. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball, third base. Fielded by Charlie Hoffman. They throw across the diamond again. And they'll get the put out with number 12, Zach Medlock. Zach Medlock. I take that back. It's number 12, Dane Branson at first base. And Evansville Modern Day fans are going to stand with 2 outs. Stepping in, number 1, Foster Nash. Right-handed batter. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Here comes the pitch. Outside edge, strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cole Breeden, here comes the pitch. Swung on, swing and a miss. Cole Breeden still bringing the fastball. He's gone the distance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boone Grove, the opponents next week. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, foul ball, out of play. Boone Grove has won in the North. They win against Wapahani. And they'll play it at Victory Field either next Friday or Saturday. The coaches will find out probably tomorrow. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, ground ball. The infield, third base, Hoffman. They'll throw to first base. And they're going to call him out. A stretch right there. The first baseman, Dane Branson. And that's going to complete the ball game. Final score here at Evansville University. It's going to be Evansville Mater Dei. Evansville Mater Dei, 8 runs. And we'll mention Providence Pioneers, 0. I think I misspoke there in the top of half of the 7th. 8-0 contest. Providence will shake hands. Providence was the Class 2A winners a year ago. They're going to hand the ball off this year to Evansville Mater Dei. So the South are going to play the North next weekend, Friday or Saturday. You'll be at Victory Field. And we do thank you for tuning in. We thank our support sponsors for this ball game. We thank my wife back home for sound check. We thank Robbie Kendall from AudioSportsOnline.net. And we do thank you for the hospitality given here by Castle Knights High School, and appreciate meeting Bob Deitch. And he's going to retire after this ball game. And I'm very thankful to meet Miles Susit. Miles Susit, what a quality young man. We're going to set this down. We're going to bow out of here. We'll mention, no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep the fire burning. Wow.